What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video, and this one is going to be a what to look for in the hobby in March. So today is Tuesday, March 3rd, and I realized that I did not do a video this month talking about some of the major products that you want to look for in the month of March. And then also, Select Basketball is coming out tomorrow on March 4th, and I haven't had a chance to talk about that either, so I figured I would combine the two. So I'm going to be talking about some of the major products that you want to look for in March, and then also some of the big things, or some of the players and parallels and cards that you want to look for in Select Basketball as well. Now, I know Select is a little bit more on the more expensive side, so some people might be passing on it, but another option could potentially be to buy into some breaks. So that would be make it a little bit more cheaper. So I'm going to be talking about maybe some of the teams and players and parallels that you are looking for in Select Basketball. So we'll go ahead and get into that. I'm going to start the recording on my iPad so you guys can see what I'm looking at. And if you see me looking down, that is just what I'm looking at. So we are going to start here on Cardboard Chronicle. As always, this is typically where I go to get all my information about what is coming out and all the product releases. Another option would be to go to blowoutcards.com and just hit the pre-order tab, and that shows you everything that you can pre-order and the dates that they are supposed to be released. So we'll go ahead and start here at the top. As you see there on March 4th, the first product I'm going to talk about is Encased Football. Now, I passed on Encased Football on First Off the Line, and really I think that would be the only option as far as Encased. I would pass on Encased Football, just the normal hobby version. I believe on Panini's website it is $225, and I just think that is overpriced for the rookie class this year. I would say maybe $150 would be a good price, but $225 is just too much. I would certainly pass on Encased Football. And myself, not being a huge football guy anyway, that is an easy pass. So the next one we are going to get into is also tomorrow, and that is Select Basketball. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now, before we get into the checklist, just a little bit about the product. As you'll see there in the second line where it says matching the 2018-19 release, and then the last sentence, it says the SRP for boxes is $150. Well, if you go over here to this tab, and this is Panini's website, there is no such thing as an SRP anymore. So Panini themselves, who set the SRP at $150, is now charging $425. So basically what your LCS or Blowout's gonna charge. So you have, some of the products earlier this year, you at least had a slim chance at getting the product at the SRP for much, much cheaper than resale or on the secondary market. But now Panini has just decided to say, forget our prices, we're just gonna mark them up ourselves. So that's kind of unfortunate. You have absolutely no shot at getting these products at the SRP. So you are looking at $425 and up. So now with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get into some of the things to look for. And real quick, I'm going to touch on the price again. So my plan would have obviously been to try to get it on Panini's website if it was at that SRP of $150. But now that I know that it's at $425, I'm not even going to try on Panini's website. I am going to basically do what I did with Select Football. My plan is to go to Through the Decades here in Louisville, Kentucky. That is my local card shop. And I'm going to be taking a bunch of stuff and try to work out a trade and some cash and try to get that price down to maybe $200, $250. So make it a little more reasonable. So stay tuned for that video tomorrow. I'll definitely be showing you all what I'm taking with me, and hopefully we can work out a deal, because like I said, Select is my favorite product. I really want to rip a box, so we will see. And there is just a quick look at the three different levels. So kind of the same thing as Select Football. You have your Concourse level, which is your most basic. You have your Premier level, which is that middle tier. And then the Courtside is the most rare level. And those should fall 2 regular base per box. And then if you get, like you see there, the RJ Barrett is a tie-dye, that would not count as your 2 base per box. So we'll go ahead and get into the checklist, and I'll try not to spend too much time on this because I know I have a lot of other stuff to talk about in the month of March. So as I mentioned, there is your base set checklist, and this one is 100 cards. So it's going to be a 300 card set, including base, premier, and courtside. So some of the different parallels, it starts with silver, and then something that football does not have is scope, and that's kind of hard to explain, but it has like bubbles or circles. So then you have your tricolor, and then your zebras, which are going to be your case hits, and then as you can see there, all of your different numbered parallels, and the parallels differ based on the level. So let's see what something that's different about the premier level is it also has die cuts. So quick look at those different parallels. Again, that is going to be a 100 card checklist, and then we will scroll down to our court side, which is by far the most coveted and valuable I guess base set. So again, it's going to be 100 cards, and there are your different parallels. Now unfortunately, actually, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the phenomenons. I was going to say, unfortunately, in select football, the phenomenons, you can get that tie-dye to 25, but in basketball, for whatever reason, the phenomenon set checklist, which is one of my favorite insert sets, you cannot get tie-dyes, which I'm not sure why they do that, but it has never been in basketball. It's only in football. But there is a look at the different parallels for the courtside set checklist. It starts at silver. Then you have zebras, which are, again, your case hits. Tie-dye to 25. First off the line to 13. And then gold, green, and black. So as you can see there, other than the silver courtside, the numbering is very, very limited. So that is another reason why those are super, valuable and highly coveted. So real quick, we'll go ahead and look at the rookie jersey autograph set checklist. And one thing I will say about the autographs in Select, almost all of them are stickers, and I will get into one particular set of Select that is not stickers here in a minute. So as you see there, it is only 40 cards. So the autograph set checklist in Select is not nearly as massive as Optic. So the autographs, now it's still pretty big, but it's going to be a lot higher quality than Optic. And then you get into your rookie signatures set checklist. And as you can see there, the first 7 on that list are kind of new guys that I haven't really seen in many products. And then you get into your more traditional like Jaw, RJ, and Culver and those guys. So again, 40 set checklist. And then signature set checklist, which is again going to be stickers. And that's just some of your random vets. Autograph memorabilia set. And as you can see there, that's only 30 cards there. This is 25 cards here. So much, much less as far as numbering. And then this is the one that is going to give you your on-card signatures. And these are the bigger names. So this is a really, in my opinion, a really good set checklist, this in-flight signatures. So as you see there at 1, you have Zion, and it goes down to 30 at Kevin Porter Jr. And these are some big names, not only rookies, but vets. So you have Iverson at 19. You have Vince Carter at 24. You have Anthony Davis at 12. So big names, Charles Barkley at 16. So that is going to be a really, really, if you get an in-flight signature, you're doing good. That's going to be a good one there. So I think I'll stop it at there. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on the select checklist, but some of the more value teams, if you are looking to get in breaks, I will just mention this. Some of the more value teams, I would look at the Bulls with Kobe White playing well. He is still relatively inexpensive. And then the Cavaliers. So Darius Garland is probably their best rookie on the team, but he has not signed with Panini, so he does not have signatures in this, but Dylan Windler and Kevin Porter Jr. do. But then you can also get Darius Garland as the different base set checklist. So you can still get him in Concourse Premier and Courtside. So the fact that Garland does not have signatures kind of makes the Cavaliers a little less expensive. So I would look again at the Bulls, the Cavaliers, and then potentially the 76ers again, because they do have Matisse Thybulle is kind of like a middle of the road rookie right now, but then they do have some good veteran signatures like Allen Iverson. So those are my 3 value picks the Bulls, the Cavaliers, and the 76ers. So if you are interested in getting in breaks for a decent price, I would look at those 3 teams. So we'll go ahead and go back to our calendar, and that pretty much does it for the 4th. So now moving on to March 11th, we have Contenders Optic Football. Now I actually tried to get a box on first off the line today on Panini's website, and the floor on that was $130. I tried to buy one at $145, and it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. So even before the bottom floor at $130, I still couldn't get a box. And then their website completely crashed, came back up, and it was gone. So I guess they sold out. I don't know, but I was unsuccessful on there. And Contenders Optic is an absolutely brutal checklist. So I will definitely be passing on Hobby. I was only going to purchase a box of the first off the line just for those first off the line parallels, but I will be passing on Hobby because it is a brutal checklist. So moving on from that one, we will go with Impeccable Basketball again on the 11th. Now this is a very high-end product, and as you see there, that price of $1,000. So very high-end product. I might purchase like a random team. I might get in a random team break or something like that, but definitely will not be getting a box of Impeccable. That is, certainly at this point out of my price range. So that is kind of unfortunate. And that's kind of the deal with most of the stuff in March. Select is not quite as expensive, but then you have Impeccable, and then I'll talk about Noir later on, 2 very, very high-end products. And then moving on, I'm going to pretty much pass up all the baseball. I'm not big in baseball, so outside of Bowman and Topps Chrome, I don't really, do much with baseball, so we'll pass up on all that. And then 318, we have National Treasures Football. So this is basically the premier product in both football and basketball. But again, as you see there, the price tag is $1,200. So I'm assuming with first off the line National Treasures, they're going to do a Dutch auction, and then with the normal Hobby release, they'll just set that price super high to kind of eliminate the secondary market. So I will certainly be passing on National Treasures Football. Again, it is basically the premier product for football and basketball. As you can see, they're very, very high quality, but it's just way too expensive for most collectors. So we'll go back to 318 where we left off at National Treasures, and then moving on, one that I am actually looking forward to that most people might not be is 2020 Rittenhouse Game of Thrones. So I think I am going to purchase a box of that. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, and if you are interested in potentially getting in breaks of the Game of Thrones, definitely look at Cardsmiths and Jaspys. I got in breaks with them last year, so I'm assuming they will probably do that again this year. And like I said, I want to purchase a box myself. And if you are interested, if you're a Game of Thrones fan and you want to check that out, I would check that out on Blowout Cards. So won't spend too much time on that. And then moving on, the next product, like I mentioned earlier, on 325 is, real quick on 325, we have Flawless Football. And again, very, very similar to National Treasures. It's not quite on the same level, and it's more expensive. So, I'm not going to I'm not really going to mention that too much because it's just way out of most people's price ranges, especially mine. So I will touch on Noir again. Noir kind of picked up a lot of steam last year. It was very popular. They had, as you can see there, the picture there, they had the shoe sets where I forget what it was called. I can't remember what the set was called, but it was very popular there. You see the different player shoes. And again, very high-end product. The price tag right there is $1,400, which is a lot higher than I remember last year. I was thinking it was like $500 or $600 last year. So we'll see if that holds true. I'm not sure if that is 100% accurate, but I could potentially get in a break or two of Noir. But they kind of, the thing about Noir is they have a glossy black like all around the card, and it's kind of similar to Crown Royale where the corners and edges have some white and they're kind of dinged up. So not as bad as Crown Royal. Crown Royale was bad, but Noir definitely is not a product that really grades well. So that is just a little bit about Noir. And I think that pretty much does it for March. Unfortunately, outside of Select Basketball, it's just a lot of high-end products, so stuff that I'll probably be passing on for the most part. But that is going to do it for a look at what is going on in the hobby in March, and then a look at Select Basketball. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and let me know what you guys are looking forward to in the comments in March. And that's going to do it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.